has the response been of the guys in the clubhouse the last couple of days as y'all start to turn the page and get ready for this weekend?
I think just trying to flush it. I think that was kind of the message that we all gave each other after Sunday that night in the locker room, and thought we had a good practice yesterday. Nice off day Monday. Just kind of had some time to step away from the field a little bit, refocus, come back today and yesterday with some more energy, and we know the opportunity is in front of us still, so just time to look at it like that.
What gives you the confidence that the product on the field is going to be improved this weekend compared to last?
I think just our whole season's a little bit of a testament to that. I think as soon as you've seen our backs against the wall, you've seen a lot better product, so I fully expect that to happen again this week.
Is there a common denominator between some of the issues y'all have had in bunt defense, and kind of what have y'all done to fix that?
We've actually done more of bunt defense in the last week and a half. I think certain situations, I think some other teams have also highly executed them. I think bunt defense and bunting an offense is very much a skill, and there's sometimes when plays are just unplayable. I'm not going to sit here and say that we haven't been in the wrong on defense, me and myself included, but I think circumstantially that other teams have executed and we haven't. So I think just trying to make sure we're doing a better job with the small details and going over these things in practice like we have, and I think just the repetition will make us better prepared. So.
What's kind of the balance of, you guys kind of have a sense of urgency to win right now, but you don't want to play maybe too uptight and cost yourself in that way?
Yeah, I think that's just a fine line you're towing all year. It's been a big thing we've hit on throughout the season, and I think when we're loose and we're playing free, we're at our best. But at the same time, there needs to be a sense of urgency. So I understand exactly what you're saying. So at the end of the day, I think you just got to go out there. You got to be a fierce competitor, and however you feel needs to go out the window at the end of the day. So that's how I try to look at the game. That's how a lot of the guys in this locker room look at the game. So I fully expect just that competitiveness to take over and see what happens.
Similar to what you said, does it feel almost like you guys have like a postseason feel starting now this weekend moving forward?
I think that there's obviously pressure, and that's just something our whole season's been defined by in a sense. I think, not to say it's defined us, but I think a lot of outside noise is very prevalent, just with the type of caliber people we have in this building, and we know that, and I think that's why we hold ourselves to such a high standard that sometimes we put too much pressure on ourselves. So I think at the end of the day, this weekend kind of was another reminder to us that we need to play the game looser. We got to take what the game gives us and not try to do too much in circumstances, and as long as we play pitch to pitch, I'm confident that we can do something pretty awesome the next week and a half, and we can come back here in 2 weeks and have a much happier conversation.
You mentioned, when y'all's back's been against the wall, y'all have played better. What was it about maybe, the response y'all had in Knoxville, the way y'all played in Fayetteville that you can carry into this weekend playing another high-level opponent?
I think it's just what I said a minute ago too. Again, not to highlight it again, but I think it's true. I think just fierce competitiveness is just key in circumstances like that. I think you got to have enough pride to take that embarrassment and look at it the right way and not just crumble. So I think this weekend was one of those examples where I feel like someone came into our house and embarrassed us a little bit, and in a circumstance where we really needed a win. We needed multiple wins, and we didn't even get a single one. So I think that frustration, I think if you look at it the right way and channel that more into some competitive fire, I think you're just going to see a lot better sense of urgency in the right way. And I know that's a easier said than done thing in ideology, but I think it's really is true with what this locker room's trying to do.
We've seen this club have success on the road in Knoxville and in Fayetteville. So what is it about this group that allows you guys to win games in opposing ballparks in front of hostile crowds?
I think there's just a little more sense of urgency from the get-go. I think you show up to the ballpark and you're a little more on your toes. You're a little more uncomfortable, and I think sometimes that's a good thing. But I think when we're on the road, we're together at all times. I think there's just that camaraderie when you're on the road that it's us versus 10,000 fans and another 200 personnel in the other dugout. So I think it just brings us a lot closer together, and I think right out the gate there's a better sense of urgency that I've seen so far. So regardless, though, I think we're just trying to take game by game, pitch by pitch, and just be ready to play tomorrow night for that first pitch.
What do you know about this Georgia team?
One of my old teammates from Penn, Brian Zeldin, is there, and that's just about all I know. I know they hit pretty good, they pitch pretty well. Another SEC team where it seems like they have a complete roster, so that's no surprise to us. I think we're just as capable of having that same product on the field. So by no means is anyone here too worried about what's in that dugout. We're very concerned with just how we can be best prepared to get a win tomorrow night.
Kind of to their questions, just what is your mentality at the plate right now? Like, again, not trying to press after this weekend, but also maybe making some adjustments?
Yeah, I think exactly what you're saying. I think just it's got to be small adjustments. We can't try to get extreme and at the end of the day, we're, how many games into the season, a lot of what your swing is or what your approach is going to be pretty consistent with what it is the whole year. But when you try to press too much and try to do too much in circumstances that don't demand it, I think those moments pile up, and then all of a sudden you're in the ninth inning down by 5 because you're defining every moment by too much. So I think just try to take it pitch by pitch, keep it simple, understand that baseball, especially hitting, is hard. You can do a lot of things right and still get out. I mean, the other day, Bear Harrison, who's been hitting the ball all over the place, can't seem to get a hit. He hits the ball 108 to center field, gets out. He did everything right, but the game just didn't reward him there. So I think just baseball didn't go our way this past weekend. I think if we touched the ball, we got out. That's what it felt like on Sunday. So I know baseball's bound to come around again. So I think just keep our mindset simple, keep our routines the same, and like I said, just get really competitive and dig in and get ready for a long week.